Hello, stream. What's up? What's happening? What's good? Etc. 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 We're gonna be hitting the old dusty trail, getting started on the long grind ahead of us to 275. But I realized that I also have not done my Sacred Force dailies on stream, and I should start doing those every single day, just to get up that sack symbol force. But then we'll just hop right into some meso grinding, really. Yeah, that's the goal for today. A pretty easy one and probably pretty chill. With that said, we'll have a look-see here. Well, bam. We're already in. Hey, hurrah. I don't know why I always have that up when I just do battle here. But here we go. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do just our Sacred Force dailies. We should be doing our arcane symbols, but we're not. So I always do Iron Shot Desperados because I don't have a higher enough Sacred Force for them as is. And Narota, I always do Assassins because they're the quickest to get on my Maple Guide. And then I always pick Cernium, Monsters, or Fire Spirits. Time for the grind. Exactly. Fire Spirits for Cernium, because they, again, are just the easiest to get to with the Maple Guide. So we'll turn on the volume, just the game volume, and we will go. We can even teleport with the Maple Guide to Infested Wastes too. And we'll go lag out heavily because we haven't played the game all day but left it running. Oh, game flashed. Oh, game. Wait for program to respond. I might turn up dead. Okay, that person saved me. Alright, there we go. We're all good. Everything's fine. And this is the map we like and we want. So once the game catches up, because again, I've left it running all day. Also, good evening, Computer Geek. Welcome back. And we get our dailies done. Yeah. Hey, you can't always catch them as well in the mornings. I do upload the VODs to @Spiky Shield VODs on YouTube, so that also works. But I do appreciate you coming live. You add a nice flavor to the chat that I appreciate. But yeah, I have to stick streaming late, at least for now, while my schedule is still a late schedule. There have been talks that I might have to move to mornings, which actually I would prefer to keep working nights because I'm just a late night owl just in general. But at least for the time being, I'm late nights for at least the next 6 weeks. Or not, I mean, for me it's not super late, it's only 9 p.m. It isn't late night compared to when I usually do. Oh no, that's fine. If you miss streams, that's fine. I appreciate you taking the time and spending some time with me. It's always nice. But here we're going just casually for the next few days. I'll probably do a lot of grinding today after I do my dailies, and then right into just hanging out. But again, I can't even, I'm like, oh, you know, and I might take a break to do some mules. I can't. With the plans and the way I've laid out my plans, I gotta only play my main from here until level 275. Hey, explode. But that's fine. I like my main. There's a reason it's my main character. It's because I like it. I shall never take breaks. No, I take breaks. Maplestory does have a good slash bad. Some people say it's good, some people say it's bad. I think it's good. When you're doing especially long grinding, you get EXP and wealth acquisition coupons that last for 2 hours. And so what I do is I take that. It's just like a perfect way to split it up. It's like, hey, I'll do one. We call it it's a wealth acquisition potion, WAP, a WAP. It's like I'll do one WAP. That's 2 hours sitting down. Take a break. If I want to do another one, I'll do another one. But I can just go based off of like a hard out after 2 hours to remind myself, get up, stretch, probably go to the bathroom because usually I'll have a drink or something while I'm grinding, like water. I'm trying to drink more water or soda if I'm going to be staying up late or even later than usual. But after 2 hours, I got a hard out thanks to the timing on the WAP, and then back we go. Oh yeah, I'll take a break from streaming whenever if I feel overwhelmed. The other night, I also took a break from streaming just because a friend of mine was in town, so I'm like, you know what, like real life friendships more important than streaming. So, where's the last unicorn? Oh, there it is. There we go. But, it was a nice night. I'll take breaks when I need to. But again, if I'm not planning on doing anything else for the night, like if I don't have plans to meet people, don't have plans to watch a movie or TV show, like something like that, as long as I'm not planning on doing anything like that, I might as well stream, right? Because otherwise I'm going to just be playing video games anyway, right? I might as well play video games on stream if I'm going to be playing them anyway. Oh yeah, and that's what I've been doing, usually at least once a week. Typically Thursday nights, because usually that's when I've been going for 5-6 days in a row. I think I took Wednesday night off a couple weeks ago, but that's just because I was trying to stream. I was like, my heart wasn't into it. I was like, I guess I'll keep streaming. And I was like, you know what? I'll stream the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. And the game crashed like 3 or 4 times. And then I was like, you know what? I wasn't feeling it. The game doesn't seem to be feeling it. I'm just going to call it a night. And same with, I think even just last night, I got my Blaze Wizard to 210, and that was it. I think I was only on for about an hour and a half, and then I was like, you know what? That's it. I got it to 210. I showcased the class. I did some bossing on it too to even do a little extra bonus content, and then I was like, you know what? That's it, right? Not sticking around for a long time for that. But again, I'm going to try and stream as regularly, but I'm good at self-care. Like, I know, like, when I want to do something or don't want to do something, I'm very good at setting boundaries like that. So, like, I'm going to do something, like, every Saturday. I've streamed every Saturday, and that's fine, but Saturdays is my do stuff day. So that's the day that I make sure, even if I stream later at night, again, late night isn't always, sometimes I'll do afternoons, but even if I stream later at night, that's fine. I have to do something out and about during the day first. Even if it's just hang out, like, at the mall, or hang out at, like, the local pub or something like that, that's fine, but I'll do something. What shall be a sad day? I vote none. We don't have any sad days. Only good days. But I will say, while you type out whatever the sad day is going to be, the conversation we were having the other night, Valheim. Yeah, Gabriel Iglesias, Jackie Chan, or Jack Black. Yeah, they're all getting up there. Um, Gabriel Iglesias, he's still pretty young, I think. Um, but yeah, Jack Black and Jackie Chan are getting up there. I don't know how old they are, but they're getting there. But they also, I mean, they're big celebrities, so that usually means they live for a long time because they have access to better, like they can pay somebody to be like, hey, take care of me, make sure I'm healthy, all the time. Like, make my dinner and make it so I'm healthy. They got the money for that. Not that they abuse them, but I mean, if you have the money to have somebody else make sure you're healthy, why wouldn't you? So I'm sure they live comfortably. But yeah, they're all great. I hear Jack Black was a big fan of being Bowser in the Mario movie. Again, I haven't seen the Mario movie, but I do love Jack Black. He's a character. The thing is, I don't knocking on the door of 70. And here's that people are worried about him dying, but Joe Biden's and Donald Trump are pushing 80, and they're like, I can be president still. And it's like, all right. But on Jack Black, I love Jack Black as like a person. I can't think of a single Jack Black movie that I enjoy. I cannot, again, I'm generally not a fan of his films, but I do love him as a person. I love his general vibe. I don't know what it is. It's not something I have, I don't have anything against his movies. I just, the comedy in the movies he's in isn't for me. Oh, he's not even close to death. We don't have to worry about him. He'll be around forever. Yeah, I guess he was really young in School of Rock, and that came out that didn't come out too long ago. That was late 90s, early 2000s. School of Rock, and he was really young back then. Early 20s. I would guess. I don't know how exactly old, but I would guess early 20s. He wasn't an old man yet, like he is now. Blasted. I feel something in the dark energy. Yeah, Lance Reddick. But didn't he have cancer? Because, I mean, we also lost Chadwick Boseman. Or Boseman? Too. But didn't Lance Reddick have, a thing? A health issue? I know Chadwick Boseman had cancer. Which, I mean, can't do much about that, but 60. Yeah. But I thought he had, I thought he had a thing. He was a cool guy though. Loved him in stuff. I don't know, my inventory's almost full. I gotta why is my chat up again? Should not be. Oh, hang on. There we go. Yeah, I loved Lance Reddick. He always played just he never really led any movies, but all the roles he was cast in as side characters and stuff, he absolutely morbid joke. He absolutely killed it. But that was a bad one. But I stand by it. Yeah, exactly. He had a disease. That's different. That's not he was old and he died. That was he had some sort of disease or condition. Which I guess does manifest more likely as you get older. But as long as you don't have a condition, you're usually good, especially if you're in Hollywood for quite some time. Like, I think Alan Alda is still alive. He's probably pushing like 90 at this point. And I think, what was a movie I saw him in recently? He's still out there acting too. Like, he isn't retired. Not in anything big, because he was just MASH, but he was MASH. Alan Alda or Lance Reddick? Lance Reddick. Oh, okay. Yeah, he had a pretty iconic voice. Too. Like, he had that sort of deeper baritone, but also like super, not necessarily proper. Like he had a very refined, like, well-spoken manner about him. I guess is the best way to put it. Come on. No, not gonna bother. Oh, I'm already done these guys. To the fire spirits. Somebody's attacking here. Somebody else is attacking here. Swing, swing. There we go. This map is foamy. Somebody's coming busting in, looking to take over. I will say I like that about this game and the higher level players. You can always tell the difference between a high level and a like new player. High level players under no circumstances will camp out in your map while you're in there. Older ones will, new players will try and steal your map sometimes. Yeah, Jim Carrey, I mean, it'll be like people will mourn, but he's retired for like I saw I forget who, but I saw an interview with him where he's basically decided like he's essentially retired. He'll pop into things if he really likes it, but he's no longer acting like regularly. Like, he was in the Sonic movie because he loved the script, and apparently he's not like a huge video gamer, but he likes video games. But I know a while ago he had decided like, hey, I'm basically retiring because he wanted to focus on his art, because he's a really talented and interesting abstract artist. Yeah, I like, again, he's also a great actor for what he does. I haven't seen the Sonic movies, so I don't know how he is, but he kind of does play the same character in most movies, and he does it really, really well. Don't get me wrong, but he kind of does, like, same with Jack Black. And of course, there are those different sort of standout movies that he does play a bit of a different character. But in most of Jim Carrey's movies, he plays kind of the same guy. With, again, certain few exceptions, but for the most part, he plays the Jim Carrey character. Already at the memory token limit. Yeah, I think, yeah. But I know he's also said he's retiring a few times. Like, I think he said that quite a while ago, too. Could be a money thing, too, right? Like, especially when I feel like a lot of people who get celebrity status, like, they're moneyed. Some people are good at money keeping, some not so much. I feel like Johnny Depp is going to have a controversial death. Like, his death is going to be very controversial just based on all the happenings with him and Amber Heard. I think his fans will mourn him, but I don't think he'll be as missed as, like, Jim Carrey or Jim Carrey or Jackie Chan or anyone like that, just because of, like, he's clearly a pretty trash person, and it was a very public, like, yeah, he's a pretty trash person. So I feel like, again, he's got his stands, and I like that because of the court case. It turned out that he was less of a trash person than people thought, but he still is a pretty trash person. Jimmy O Yang, yeah, I can't say I know them. Who they are? Jimmy O Yang, voice actor. One who'll be missed is what's his name? He's in every voice acting thing. D. Bradley Baker, Asian comedian. Yeah, can't say I know him. D. Bradley Baker will be one that I think the voice world is gonna miss heavily. Same with what's his name? He played Kronk in The Emperor's New Groove, and he's got another one of those just iconic voices. I feel like I won't get his name, but the moment I hear it, it'll be a again, I think more controversial figures like Dave Chappelle are gonna be like, it's not gonna be as sad because he's not universally loved. Like, he said some pretty, like, problematic, I hate that word, but problematic things, and things that and he doesn't do it out of a place of contempt, but he says some things that are just off base, and he claims, oh, it's comedy. It's like, comedy doesn't mean you can say whatever you want and it's therefore right because it was just a joke, right? Which I think people need to understand. Like, there is a difference between comedy and I can say whatever I want as long as I frame it like a joke. You can say wrong things. You can say jokes that cross a line. And I think Dave Chappelle is a good example of, I'm making a joke, but it's not really a good joke. Ricky Gervais does it a lot too. He's another figure that I know has a lot of following. And, like, it's not like they're doing it out of a place of contempt is the thing, right? And that's why, again, people talk about cancel culture, like, oh, they've been canceled. It's like, they haven't been. The fact that they still have careers in audiences and sold out shows are the reason for that. But that doesn't mean that all their comedy is right, correct, and not inherently bad because of its content. Because some of it is. And you can like Dave Chappelle, and you can like Ricky Gervais, and you can like their humor, while at the same time saying that some of their jokes are wrong because they're way off base. Right? You can enjoy their comedy and be a fan of them and say that at the same time. Some people might think I'm a hypocrite for saying that, but that's not hypocritical to me. You can enjoy something and say also parts of it are bad. Another prime example of that is just anime. Like, full stop anime, just in general. I don't believe cancel culture exists, because it doesn't. It's not an actual thing. A lot of people say, oh, cancel culture is like, or people blame cancel culture for people equate cancel culture and criticism all the time. People equate the two. Cancel culture and criticism, two very different things. And what people call cancel culture is, more often than not, I'm seeing, is just them not being able to handle active criticism. Cancel culture is digging up dirt on somebody years in the past, just looking for something. Like, I'm looking for the smallest possible thing so that, because I want to dislike you, or I want to dislike you. That's the thing. That's cancel culture. But if you say something inappropriate, if you say something off base. If you say something wrong and somebody's like, no, you're wrong, that's bad, we shouldn't support you because you said something that's wrong and bad, that's not cancel culture. That's criticism. That's you have decided to opt for yourself to be in the public light. Like, take people like Chappelle, right, who has said, I'm going to open and publicly say what I view publicly. And if you say something bad or off base or wrong, and people say, hey, we shouldn't support you because those are the views you've espoused publicly, that's not canceling. That's not cancel culture coming after you. That's called public criticism. You said, I'm going to open to the public, and the public said boo. That's what that is. That's not people trying to cancel you. That's called criticism. Again, cancel culture itself, sure, it is stupid. Like, digging up dirt on people just for the sake of digging up dirt, that's one thing. But I firmly also believe that, again, if you say something bad and you get booed and told, yeah, we aren't going to support you anymore, that's not cancel culture. That's you being criticized, right? That's you chose to say something or do something or whatever, and people saying, I don't like that for these reasons, and for these reasons, I don't think we should support you. That's not a cancellation. That is called, you messed up, you fucked up, and people didn't like it, right? And if you fuck up, you fuck up. Oh, sorry. I try not to swear on stream, but I'm passionate about this. Because, again, so often people are like, oh, cancel culture coming for me. It's like, no, it's not. You're not a victim of cancel culture. Cancel culture is they had to dig up dirt on you. You actively said something, and people said, I don't like what you said. That's not cancel culture. That's you said something, people said, I don't like that. That's criticism. And especially if you say it publicly, right? If you have a big public following and you decide to go out in a big public following to say to the public in a loud, open voice, hey, this is what it is. This is what I believe. If people say, no, I don't like that, sorry, that's your fault. That's not their fault for canceling you, quote unquote. That's your fault, right? Sorry, yeah, I get heated about that because so often I see people, like, especially modern days, people conflate cancel culture, which is and was a ridiculous thing that people were doing. They conflate it to, I can't be criticized without it being, I'm being targeted, quote unquote, by cancel culture. Right? I can't stand that. Especially comedians will do that, I find. Like Chappelle, Gervais, a lot of the right-wing politicians are now starting to say it, and, then they blame things on the woke cancel culture, and you're like, no, you said something publicly, the public didn't like it, you're being criticized, right? Or insulted. And I need my greed pendant. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on cancel culture. Sorry, I get passionate about that because that's a particular one that irks me. Oh yeah, and it's all of it's a rebranding of something, right? Again, it's always going to exist. Do I want mesos or item? How many? No, I have 550. Let's do items. Alrighty. Oh, and let's do one more thing before we get locked in. Perfect. EXP gain up to 10% EXP gain. Beautiful. Alright, and then we got a new thing. Growing children. No, Hogwarts Legacy wouldn't fall under cancel culture. The reason I say that is because people weren't criticizing Hogwarts Legacy because it's Hogwarts Legacy. The criticism people have for Hogwarts Legacy is the fact that J.K. Rowling is openly and quite actively transphobic. and unapologetically and actively to this day transphobic. And she has said actively as well, she has said she believes, and whether this is true or not, that anyone who supports the Harry Potter brand supports her views. She has stated that that's what she believes. And again, she's very, very transphobic. So people said, hey, we shouldn't support things that J.K. Rowling makes anymore because she takes any support for Harry Potter as support for her transphobic views. So even though, and again, it's where people fell sort of tricky, like, should we or shouldn't we support Hogwarts Legacy, right? It's like, because I still like Harry Potter. Is it wrong to like Harry Potter? Is it wrong to support it? It's a bit iffy on that, right? That's going to fall down, I would say, to individual ethics, right? Which is a much more complicated topic because it's like, okay, if they think I'm supporting them, but I don't, does the fact that they think I'm supporting them, is that enough reason not to do it, right? It's like, okay, I really, I personally, I hate Harry Potter. But if, say, I was a person who liked Harry Potter, I'm like, I really like this, I grew up with this, it's one of my favorite franchises, I love Harry Potter, and I want to keep, enjoying the things that come out as part of the Harry Potter universe, like Hogwarts Legacy, the new Harry Potter TV show should it come out, etc., etc. It's like, am I willing to put my love for the series and say, no, it's not my fault that J.K. Rowling thinks that my love of the series supports her transphobic views. Some people say, no, that's not my responsibility because I don't support her views. I just enjoy playing the game and enjoy this franchise. Some people say that's not good enough. Some people are like, no, you're giving her fuel on her transphobic fire. So that's not cancel culture. That's a very complex ethical debate, right? Between if somebody thinking you support them is the same as supporting them. Well, and again, people weren't hating the game. From what I understand, people who played the game liked the game. It's people were saying you shouldn't. It's not that the game was bad. People were saying, I don't think it is ethical to purchase the game because you're supporting somebody who's transphobic and stoking a transphobic fire, which I don't think is an unreasonable reason. I am very trans supportive. There are some questions about trans folks that I will admit are much more complex than people make them out to be. That's not just, oh yeah, just do this and everything will be fine. But I do think, again, especially anti-transphobic, anti any person, right? If you are saying I am anti a person, you probably should rethink your views. Again, I am very pro-trans just in general. And if you are, if you're anti-trans, then maybe, yeah, you're fine with Hogwarts Legacy. Oh yeah, people wanted it taken down. One, that's not going to happen. Like, again, some people saying, oh, we should get it taken down. It's not going to happen, right? Again, developers and that sort of stuff, there's a lot more money in the back scene. There's no amount of petitions that will get a game that has been made with millions and possibly billions of dollars. There's no way that you can petition that to come down or anything like that. All you can do, again, the whole thing around it is a complex ethical debate. Whether you play the game, don't play the game is really what it comes down to. If you don't play the game and hurt its sales, sure. But again, that's not cancel culture because there was a reason not to purchase the game. And again, if you are, again, you shouldn't buy this game because you are, because again, it is, she says you are supporting me if you, and my views, if you buy this game. J.K. Rowling said that specifically. People knew that, right? People were like, hey, I know that buying this game is supporting transphobic views, but I'm going to buy it anyway because I like the franchise. I think it is. You're open, if you want to open yourself to that criticism, that is a valid criticism. Whether you take it to heart or not, there is an ethical argument to say that, yeah, you're in the wrong for doing so. Now, that sort of shifts the topic slightly. Atomic Heart, I can't say I've heard of it. But on a topic switch slightly, but just before you move on to the reasons for not playing Atomic Heart, is it also comes down to public versus private, right? Um, the big criticisms and the way criticisms generally work, the bigger criticisms will always fall on people with bigger followings who use their platforms, right? So when it came to streamers who chose to stream Harry Potter or Hogwarts Legacy, I know they faced a lot more criticism because they were public, right? They're very public and they have a lot of followers. Their followings will then, be like, hey, that game looks fun, I'm gonna buy it, sort of, and then, it opens up the ethical debate. I could go on with it about it for a while, but we'll switch topics because I think I could get into some very deep philosophical stuff about it. But yeah, Atomic Heart. Do tell both what the game is and why won't you play it? And I got the next map here. Fantastic. Maple Momentary doesn't hurt at all. I'm listening to the children's story. They're growing, the Momentary kids. They're angry. Oh, is that the one that's now like it's like body? It's very realistic, but it looks like body cam footage kind of thing. I know there was some game like that that's coming up and had people in a tizzy. Yeah, I saw that because that is. Yeah, again, you're broaching a guideline there because especially with something like that, right? There's a lot of ethical debate on like, okay, first-person shooter games in made-up scenarios are one thing, but a first-person shooter game that's very close to real life, that sort of mimics real places, and that sort of thing, where you're, in like a Russian town actually committing quote-unquote atrocities, that is where you can get very tricky into the video game debate, right? Because again, there's an ethical debate to go around there. If you support a game like that, are you supporting, that type of material? Is it like, again, are you supporting like, yeah, that's fine to play, or are you one of those, hey, there's some criticisms about this we need to talk about? It's very don't care wardrobe, tell me. Tell me about the magic word. I'll have to check that out. Ooh, nice. We get even more EXP buffs. How exciting. Okay. Yeah, and again, if you the more personal you get into stuff like that, I know that was a big criticism too of when they implemented first person into GTA 5. That was a big, it's like, there's a lot of stuff you can do in GTA that, as a third person, you can sort of remove yourself from it a little bit. But in a first person game, right, very, very different. And yeah, it can get kind of uncomfortable with when you have questions like that, like first person. There's a lot of concern about that sort of stuff too. And again, some people will argue, well, what's the difference? If you do it third person, first person, not a big difference. But at the same time, some people are like, no, trying to put yourself sort of in the position of that person is very different from third person. Yeah, I'm not totally sure on Atomic Heart, but yeah, I'm sure, yeah, there's like if it's a more story-driven game, and story-driven games you can't usually avoid that, versus a game like GTA 5, you can, if you don't go looking for it, you won't usually run into those situations. But yeah, those kind of things are, again, they can be tricky, right? They're not 100%, there's not an easy answer to questions like that. What I will say, and it's something that I say all the time, I'm kind of glad my parents did it for me now. I hated it when I was younger, but I get it now, especially as I'm becoming more curmudgeon-y, is that games have ratings, and they have those ratings for a reason. And I think people, especially around the teen years, tend to want to be more mature than I think they know they are, if that makes sense, right? And not to say that teens are immature, but I think the maturity that they... oh, here. Automod blocked your message. So, Atomic Heart did ideas about girls. Yeah, exactly. There's some stuff that can be questionable. I didn't want to just add that as a permitted term. I just wanted to allow you to say it. Oh, well. Happy Playtime Monster Blocks. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those unavoidable cutscenes. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. You're distracting me. Claim. Yes. Growth potions, 8. Yes. Boom. 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 And boom. 210. Yeah, exactly. Unavoidable cutscenes. Again, that's why. Again, I say that's why video games have ratings. Yeah, as I was saying. Sorry, I just leveled up 8 times. With the ratings, right? Again, there's a reason they'll put like an M rating on that sort of thing, and they break it down, right? Like it has like sexual content, or it has nudity, that sort of stuff, which may not be suitable, as you know, to quote the TV, which may not be suitable for all audiences, right? And because it's not, it may not be something that a younger audience should see, and a lot of teens are like, nah, you know, I'm mature, I can see that. You, computer geek, seem much more mature in saying that you know what you're comfortable with and not comfortable with, right? Versus some teens are like, oh, I'm mature enough for a game like this. I'm mature enough, and I say no, you're probably not. It's not something you should be seeing at the age that you are, right? I need to do that. And then we skip another cutscene. Choo-choo below the falls. Skip. Exactly. Right? And I think part of it too, and my parents, as I was saying, were very good at, like, if a game was rated T, like T for teen, I was not allowed to play it. I was not allowed to see it until I was 13, until I was a teenager. And again, I have brothers and sisters. My older brother, he could not, he's 2 years older than me. When he turned 13, he could play teen games, but me and my younger brothers weren't allowed in the room because my parents would check the rating. Now my parents are both like, they're into video games and technology and stuff, at least a little bit, so they have a bit more knowledge around it than I think a lot of parents tend to. But yeah, my parents were like, nope, rated T for teen. You're not a teen yet. You can't be around while he's playing this T-rated game, because it could be something that you shouldn't be seeing at your age. And you hear, I do love, you hear like stories from like GameStop employees who are like, oh yeah, I used to tell parents all the time about like why a game was rated M, why a game was rated T. Like when a parent would come in and try to buy like GTA for their 10-year-old, and it's like, let's ruin some kid's day, which I think is funny because I mean, one, it's like, especially when it's young kids who are like, oh, I want to play GTA because, you know, like I saw my favorite YouTuber doing it, which again, there's an ethical question right there as well. It's like if a kid's able to go on and see like a YouTuber play GTA 5, like I don't know if you ever watched Achievement Hunter or anything like that. They've fallen off popularity a lot over the past few years. But when I was a younger man, I watched a lot of Achievement Hunter, and they used to do GTA 5 all the time. Now, they did fun, goofy things as a group of friends together in GTA. Oh yeah, exactly. And again, there's always limits, and you gotta know why. And especially, again, for teens, when you're getting more freedom, it's a little bit of a complex situation. Because I mean, I do think parents have an obligation to their children when it comes to video games. I'll talk on. Remind me to talk about parents and obligations in video games in a little bit, because there's something I want to rant about. Um, but you know, especially with little kids, parents should be aware what exactly they're getting for their kids and what their kids are doing, right? Not invading their privacy, right? Like if your kid has a phone, don't demand to read all their text messages. But you know, if they're playing GTA 5 or watching people play GTA 5, they should know what's in those games before they just buy them, right? It's a problem I have with yes parenting. It's like, oh, my kid wants this, I'll get it for them, right? It's like, no, you have to put your foot down. But that it reminds me of there was a story here in Quebec in Canada. The makers of Fortnite have been sued by some parents because, according to the parents and the weird, messed up Quebec legal system here in Canada, the parents sued because they said they made Fortnite too addicting because their kids won't stop playing it. And in my opinion, that's not like the game maker's fault. That's you as a parent's fault, right? If you want your kids to stop playing video games, as the parent, you, one, have to make sure you have the authority, right? Because if you raise a kid who doesn't respect your authority, they're not going to get off. But one, you have to make sure they respect your authority as a parent. And two, put your foot down sometimes. And again, as you get into your teenage years, it's going to be more open-ended. Again, my parents were very strict on the, you know, like on the age rating. At 17 or at 13 you can play teen games, at 18 you can play mature games. Yeah, Dr. Phil would, it sounds like a Dr. Phil moment, but actually it was a actual legal case in an actual province in one of the biggest countries in the world. That was like, yeah, you know what? Dr. Phil is a serious show that we should base our legal decisions off of. Oh, ridiculous. Oh, it's so weird and messed up. But when it comes to teens, that's where it gets, for me, it gets a little more confusing, because you shouldn't be restricting your teens as much as you're restricting your children, like your 10-year-old, right? When a kid's getting 14, 15-year-old, they should not have the, you know, the same restrictions that were on them when they were 10-year-old. They need more freedom to explore, to make mistakes, to figure themselves out, etc., etc., etc. And when it comes to video games, you want to be wary, but you're going to make your decision about whether your teen can play or should be playing a video game based a lot on them, right? And I think frank talks with them, because again, you can get into a very interesting sort of transitional phase when you're a teenager, as you're growing into a more you yourself type person. And I think, you know, there's a problem with helicopter parents who don't give their parents any freedom, or give their parents who don't give their teens enough freedom, and parents who give their teens too much freedom, right? Because teens can get into trouble, they can also do good. And if you force your kid into doing a lot of things, they usually turn out quite nasty. and if you give them too much freedom, they also usually turn out too nasty. So as a parent, you have to find that balance. It's your responsibility to find that balance. And some parents apparently don't believe that philosophy. But yeah, you gotta have, like, when you're a parent, you gotta know what your limits are and and be able to enforce those limits. Oh, please don't say that. But no, I haven't been told that before. Can't stand Ben Shapiro. He's an absolute moron who just talks fast to try and sound smart. Almost all of his statements have logical inconsistencies, and it bothers me so much. And he loves playing the hypothetical game without willingness to prove his hypothesis, and on hypotheticals that don't exist. He's an absolute clown that I think ought to be deplatformed, personally. But no, I have not been told about him. I cannot stand him. There are. I think most people would say I'm probably on the left. I like to say I'm a centrist. Also, my game just crashed, so that's why the screen is black. I was trying to go into the cash shop, or as we've been calling it lately, the crash shop. People, like, I have criticisms for most political parties. It's just my bigger criticisms are usually about right-wing people, because they make the most egregious logical fallacies and that sort of stuff personally. It's okay. I don't take offense to you saying I sound sort of like Ben Shapiro. That's not offense. I know the cadence of my voice is a little higher, and when I get passionate, I talk very quickly, just like he does. So I don't think you insulted me. I just, when you said Ben Shapiro, I'm like, ugh, that guy. I didn't take it as an insult, so don't you worry. I don't get insulted about things. I'm also sorry if I blew your ears out with that computer notification just while I'm booting up the game. I know he and I have a similar cadence to our voices, especially when we start talking quickly. I know my voice does reach that little bit higher, a little bit more nasally, unless I start talking from the back of my throat. But then I get southern, and it's not how I naturally talk. So it can get messed up. We're just relaunching the game. It's just doing its thing. He clicked? That's fair. No, if you said that, I wouldn't, again, I don't get offended by things. I can get passionate about things that I think are wrong. But, like, if people say, like, you sound a lot like this guy, or, like, you remind me of this person, and it happens to be a person I typically hate, or I generally hate, I don't take that as an insult or anything like that. It's like, people will remind you of things, right? Which I did offend somebody with the other day. I didn't think it was an insult, but I met a friend of a friend. Oh, there's half my screen because the game's loading in a window at first. But I met a friend of a friend, and I don't know what it was about this person, but she reminded me of this girl I used to know. And the girl I used to know, I personally thought was incredibly pretty and, like, amazing and fantastic. And I was like, I met this girl and I was like, I could put my finger on it. Then suddenly it clicked. I'm like, oh, that's who she reminds me of. And it's like, it was this friend of mine. And she's like, oh, like, I remind you of somebody? Like, I gotta see. And, like, I showed her a picture, and I guess she didn't like the appearance of my old friend, because she was quite offended that she's like, I remind you of her. I'm like, I don't know, yeah, like, she took offense to it. I'm like, I don't take offense to that. Like, people remind you of people, and I didn't mean it as an insult. Like, I'm like, it's who you reminded me of, and I think it's a compliment, because the friend you reminded me of is an amazing person and very pretty. So, in my opinion, so I don't take it to heart. I know some people do, but I just can't be bothered. You know, it's like I just think. Can't be bothered enough to be offended by things. And we'll get into channel 1 and hopefully not crash. And we'll avoid channel 10 because apparently that's been crashing all week. And so we're only A plus 3, 11 levels away from 9k Legion. We're just around the corner. And we'll switch to a more relaxing base of grind here in a minute. But I'm going to probably do BRP before I go and do that, just so I can get a drink and settle into my chair and be ready for the 2-hour grind. Loading. Spin. You spin me right round, baby. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes people, like, again, people get confused, like, in the reasoning. They get lost in things. It's fine. It's what happens. Again, I don't take offense to things. I don't bother taking offense to things. It's, I gotta change back to battle. Too much effort to be offended by things, you know? Like, I could be offended by things, or I could just enjoy living my life. And yes, there are offensive things, of course. I'm not being a little facetious just because I'm a really chill guy. There are things to be offended about, of course. Like, I just need to, I still think just people need to relax a little bit. Just in general, everyone's like, you're attacking me, everything's an attack, nothing's just talking. Yeah, again, you're like, for some people, that is enough to make something garbage. So I would say that's not necessarily bad reasoning. That's poor expectations leading to a criticism, right? Because if he's expecting a small game, then it being bigger than he expected is his poor perception. But his poor perception could have led to it being a bad game for himself, or him thinking it's garbage, because saying a game is garbage is above all subjective, right? So if he said, I hated it because it was too big, it's like, okay, well, obviously it was going to be big, like, if you knew about the game. But it's like, if he didn't, it was just like, I didn't like that it was big, and that made it a garbage game to me. Oh, something worse. Like, yeah, again, it was too big. Valid enough criticism, but you would think that if somebody's like, oh, it was garbage, that they would have a stronger criticism, like, the AI was bad, or like, gameplay mechanics too laggy, or something like that. Might be criticisms you would expect if somebody says garbage, but it's like, oh, just too big, too broad reaching. It's like, all right, that, it's a criticism, but it's all right. It's your criticism. But I am going to just be right back. I'm just going to run to the restroom. I'll be right back. I'm back. But yeah, exactly. Calling something garbage is usually it's like, yeah, I'm expecting a whole lot of criticisms. Like, I hated this, I hated that, I hated the other thing about it, and then it's like, it was just too big. It's like, oh, garbage is a strong word for just. I thought it was a bit too big, but hey, I mean that's word choice. Now my game's gonna lag because it crashed. There we go. And we forgot our coupons. We need our EXP coupons. Oops, not 44, just 4, thank you. Oh, and that guy's gonna be going for our maps. It's gonna be a mess. And we didn't set this. Oh no, we did. Perfect. Alright, we're ready for a WAP, if we can find a map. If we can't find a map, then we might just do a level grind somewhere else, but we'll get there when we get there. We'll channel surf, see if we can find an open map. I feel like we should be able to. Fingers crossed. All these people taking my maps. Yeah, exactly. It's like maybe these just aren't the games for you. Which is also just a valid thing. I mean, just, wasn't a game for me. I also think, like, people deny, like, it just wasn't for me as a valid criticism all the time. Like, people are like, oh, it's just, it wasn't for me. It's like, that's a perfectly valid criticism. It's like, it just wasn't for me. It's like, that's fine. It's a totally reasonable thing to say. Not everything is for everybody. But yeah, maybe just he's not into open world fantasy. Let's go. No, nobody. We're almost through all the channels. And they have yet to give me an open one. We might have to check with the Alliance soon and see if they have one. Rutro. Yeah, well, GTA 5 isn't actually a very big map. It's just got a lot of stuff to do and a lot of stuff in the map. Whereas Skyrim, I mean, Skyrim does and doesn't. Like, a lot of the dungeons are very cookie cutter. And things like Elden Ring, very expansive, but I don't know, not as much stuff. Or like GTA has like a bunch of different stuff. Something like Elden Ring has a lot of, like, battles and monsters. Same with Skyrim, but it's a lot of very cookie cutter, the same, like, different mechanics for each of the monsters and battles, of course, in different dungeons, like, and different, especially in something like Skyrim, which is different lore, like, in each of them. Like, you can find, like, journals and what have you. All of that is... Oh yeah, nobody plays the Skyrim main quest line unless you're going for the achievement for doing so. You play up until you get shouts, and then you're good. I am gonna have to ask the Alliance here real quick. /Alliance. Anyone leaving 1-4 soon? And we'll see if anyone is willing to give me their map. If not, then we might just go to a different map. And see what they say. But we'll just jump back and forth for now. Doesn't seem like anybody's leaving 1-4 soon. Unfortunate. Yeah, exactly. Stormcall, the final words for that. I always just went for the Aura Whisper ones. Like, it's like those were the first words I used to go for. I used to go right getting the words of Aura Whisper. Because it makes dungeons so easy for, like, if you're playing a stealth class, which always is what I end up doing. But you just Aura Whisper, and it's just like whatever spell that shows you where enemies are, only it's more powerful because it shows you, like, all of them. Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's leaving 1-4, so we're going to go to... let's see, world map. Oh yeah. Oh no, I don't know them off the top of my head, but I used to always look them up and find out. We want Cernium after. What's our? We're at 100 sack. Let's check out some of these Burnium maps. The elemental sheds. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch. Ice form is one of the best shouts. Yeah, I should play Skyrim on stream sometime. Let's see some of these nicer maps where I'm well over the Sacred Forest. See if there's any good ones. This already looks like a fantastic map. So Ramparts 1. Yeah, they do spawn up there. Ramparts 2 is good. Ramparts 3 looks okay, but not my favorite. Ramparts 4, no such luck. Oh, that's it. There's only 4 ramparts. I'm going to... Yeah. I think I'm going to do Ramparts 1 or 2. Both of those looked sort of there for me. They do only look to be Flora foot soldiers, but I'm gonna check. What are the levels? So we got 266. These guys are 265. And I know we can fight assassins, so we will see out there. We're going basically for the highest level mobs we can fight, but still being efficiently. People were saying these maps up here, the library, but they're just not great maps for my class. I don't have a lot of mobility, so they don't make for great maps for me, and they're very up and down wide open. So I'm trying to look for like a tighter map that still has a high spawn and like a good height. I can absolutely see why there's a bishop hunting there. This is where I do my dailies, but I know the spawn isn't good enough for raising. Maybe here. Maybe here. These are what, 267? Again, very high map. Pretty good here. Again, not here. Okay, I think Ramparts 5 is probably the best for me. Let me get a feel for hunting here real quick, though, before I say that faux show. Because I gotta build up my stacks. Oh yeah, no, there's a whole bunch of like game-breaking stuff. My favorite thing to do in Skyrim is I call it the mortar and pestle technique. It's basically taking advantage of the restoration magic, enchanting potions, like that can improve your enhancements. You can basically improve your percentages to an unreasonable and like unmatchable amount. So you can get like, if you use the right combination of potions, yeah. If you use the right combination of potions, you can basically make yourself you can give yourself like 10,000% HP, 10,000% magic attack. All magic costs 100% less, so that you can cast without using it's not MP, but whatever it is, I forget. It's not MP. What is it? Or is it MP? Or is it just magic? It might just be called magic. But yeah, you can basically just max yourself out. That's all I used to do. It's like the first thing. It's like step 1, maximize alchemy. Step 2, maximize enchanting. Step 3, craft any ridiculous armor. And magicka, yes. That's I was like, it's not just magic, is it? It's like, it's got a name. It's been a while since I've touched Skyrim. Again, I 100%ed it for the achievements, and I'll pop on for a little bit, but I haven't played it as actively since I maximized it, or since I did all the achievements. I also think, yeah, this seems like it's gonna be, yeah, exactly, mana, MP, whatever you want to call it. It's like, we all know what it is in video game speak. All right, I'm going to switch into my into a couple other things just so I can hit them a bit harder, but I think that's where I'm going to do my raising, Ramparts 5. And we'll see what rates we can get on a WAP. I assume we can get pretty good, but I'm just going to change a couple of items out just for a little bit of extra damage. Look, it's that bishop. Equips. We're going to equip that for still 20% meso. And we'll keep that. We will keep that. 20, that's 20, that's 39, attack 2, attack 20. Let's see, actually. Okay, this does more attack. Right? Okay, so that does more, and we'll put on whichever one gives us the most, which I think is that. Or what do we get from our 3-piece Golic set? Yes. That gives us more. Yeah, put it there. Just like that. Just for that extra bit of damage. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you can 100% Skyrim. But it's, sorry, I had to take a drink. It's absolutely like it's not a worthwhile feat. We'll say it like that. Definitely not something that I would say, yeah, you should do it. Oh, I thought I disrespected that bishop, but he was done in the map. Yeah, exactly. Skyrim is one of those games that, yeah, there are ways to, like, you can cheese the game, um, and there are ways to say, like, you know, to go for a complete maximum completion. Alright, let's see. Should be able to one-shot these guys now. Once I build up my stacks again. Yeah, good enough. Kind of rude. Root of Destruction as well. Alrighty. So, here's the plan. You're all gonna leave me alone for a minute. Alright, so we're going to... First things first. Go away. We're going to pop the EXP accumulation, the wealth acquisition, the Legion luck, the Legion wealth, the Legion EXP, and we're going to do the power-up cooking, taste the cooking, yummy EXP, be done, and now we're getting grinding. Now, we pop that. And this is what we do for the next 2 hours. I gotta get a good rotation down, but I should be able to do this quite well. This should make a good spot. He's blowing up my spot. Which includes everything from... Oh yeah, the 100% DLC, every house, reach level 252, do every side quest, do every data quest, acquire one of each weapon, 99 dragon souls, one of each armor. Oh yeah, getting all of the... I'm sure it includes getting all of the, like... Oh, Berenzia crystals or whatever. Or no, those is the biographies of Berenzia. But there's like the little unusual gems that you need to find, and there's like 50 of them. All that sort of stuff. Getting all the Daedric, yeah. Oh yeah, you put that Daedric artifacts. All the houses with all the possible add-ons they can get. Sort of maximize all that, yeah. I'm sure there's like an official 100% run, but yeah, it's gonna be all that stuff. This really is going to be our rotation, I guess, just back and forth. And I guess go up there every once in a while. There we go. And the Notice song is on. I love this song. I don't know why it makes me so chill, but I love this song. Oh, I didn't see what percent we started at, but we'll see what percent we get to at the end of this, because it should hopefully be something pretty meaty, considering these are not too many levels below us. This is the second highest area, or third highest area now, rather. So it should be pretty good EXP. Reasonable enough EXP. That we can say here. Oh yeah. Lydia always goes. She's the easiest one to get, and therefore the first one to die. You gotta become you probably have to become both a vampire and a werewolf. Then cure yourself of vampiricism and werewolficism, lycanthropy, however you pronounce it, lycanthropy. You gotta do all everything. Although I hated being a werewolf, that was probably one of the worst powers to get. And you're like, I'm a companion. And you're like, ah, darn it. Yep. Exactly. Get it all cured. Get out of the fold. Make somebody hate you. Kill some necromancers along the way. Crave Dash is online. Do you have to become a Thane of each keep? That's the question. I would imagine so, because if you're going to get every house, you're going to have to become a Thane. I believe in everywhere you can buy a house, you need to become a Thane. I'm pretty sure. I know you do in Whiterun, but that's part of, like, the storyline, so... Yeah, are they quest bound or like? Because I know there are some that you get from quest lines. So yeah, I believe there are some you have to like you make a choice. It's like you either get the positive or negative, like you get like the good side or bad side armor sets kind of stuff. Armor set and amount, yeah. One house, as the British call him, an house. There we go. Armor set and amount. Yeah, is it probably, I would guess, whichever the armor sets it probably is one of the, like, pick quests. Like, you have to pick a reward, and it's like, or you have to make a choice in the quest line, and, one quest line rewards one, armor piece, the other one rewards the other armor piece. Yeah, exactly. One of them is, like... Because the Dark Brotherhood, I forget how it goes again. It's been a long time. But yeah, I remember at the end you have to either, like, kill somebody on behalf of, like, whatever her name is, the All-Mother, or not. Basically. I think it's the All-Mother. Or the Dark Mother. We'll just call her Wendy. Just for ease sake. We love Wendy. Yeah, destroy the Dark Brotherhood. Yeah, keep it up, or yeah, you have the like reform it or destroy it, something like that. I only did that quest line once. I didn't find that to be the most entertaining quest line, so I remember I did that for the achievement, and then I was like, that's enough of that. I've done it enough. Wham. Yeah, exactly. They kind of they you know, and wasn't their whole thing like they were like these silent assassins? But it's like, didn't you find out about them like right away? Like they're supposed to be a secret organization, but aren't they like people are like, hey, remember the Dark Brotherhood? It's like, no. I was unaware of them. It's like everybody knows about them. They're trying to be a secret organization, but they're not really. It's like the participation medal of being a secret organization. It's like with little kids. It's like, sure, you won, buddy. Way to go. You're the winner. The Dark Brotherhood really is the participation medal. Oh yeah, Thieves Guild. I always enjoyed. I'm trying to remember. The Mage College. That was always. I always enjoyed being a magician. Always a necromancer. Because we love playing with dead things. I always loved. Yeah, College of Winterhold. Yeah, I always enjoyed that quest line, because it sent you to a whole lot of interesting like places. I felt it was one of the more like wide-reaching, sent you to a variety of places maps. Or quest lines, rather, not maps. Sorry, I just saw my mini map and I was like, oh, my map. Oh yeah, you gotta learn every spell, every tome. No. Darn it. About to lose another stack. How pathetic of me. Imagine losing stacks as a level 272 Mihile. Catch you later, Computer Geek. Thanks for stopping in as always, bud. You have a good rest of your night. Go. Everybody. had good rotation going. What's going on? I didn't check what my legion is. I also didn't just check when I said I was going to check my legion just right now. Shouldn't be able to be under the veil of shadows. I am a Mihile. Darkness shouldn't be allowed to affect me. Ooh, a rune of skill. That will somewhat help. Not a whole lot, but it might help a little bit. Look at that. I think we've already raised almost 2%. Almost the full amount we did in 2 hours last time. In only 15 minutes? No, we did not raise 2% in 15 minutes. That did not happen. Maybe 1%. Maybe more. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to check the video. Roll back the tape. I got the sniffles too. Ridiculous. And I didn't open my drink before I sat down. Ah well. I also maybe in the future will remove my Mason item gear completely. Just hunt in only my damage gear. But I don't seem to be doing too poorly here. My rates don't seem to be wildly affected. And I've got almost 1,000 mobs in 20 minutes. That's better than I think I was doing at 1.4 as far as mobs killed. Look at that map clear. bagels member. We love bagels. Both IRL and the guild. Do we know them? Are they just coming to hang out? We got friends who are in bagels. Maybe they're just coming to hang out. Oh no, they're out of here. Bye-bye. Mysterious. No, you know what? We're on a WAP. We'll leave the mysterious to its mysteries. Oh, come on. There, we've at least raised 1% in 20 minutes. So we're getting at least 6% on this WAP. What about Mesas? Where are we at? About 200k. That's also not bad. I'm sure we were at, I think we were at like 80k, so probably closer to like 100k we've made, but it's not so bad. I kind of wish again that we had got a 1-4 map, because we are low on funds, but we'll get our funds when we get our funds. Or as we get our funds. But we'll get our funds when we get our funds. And raising a little bit extra to get closer and closer is not a big deal. Again, I think I'm only going to finish my WAP, because then we'll have been going for 3 hours. I'll probably do another WAP right after. Not on stream, just to give myself some me time. And probably go hang out in Discord. But that'll be me. That'll be me time. Spawn, spawn, spawn. There we go. I wanted to switch to Royal Guarding on that side. Oh, but I guess not. Royal Guarding on this side. Every time it skips, we will switch sides. I think our rotation here is pretty set in stone, pretty reasonable as well. Like, we're not getting bad rates here by any means. And we're not, like, so drastically overhunting that we're losing out on a lot of EXP that we could be having. Again, I think just this side might be better for Royal Guarding. I'm switching and debating which is better, which isn't. But I think this side is the better for Royal Guarding, and this side is better to hit with the Charging Light, sort of light combo. But you can get a pretty good rotation going here, it looks like. I might take a bunch of nodes to maximize. I think I'm missing. I haven't maximized, or I know I haven't maximized air to fountain. So may as well maximize it just to maximize the damage output that I'm getting. So yeah, I think this is a perfectly reasonable pace for us to hunt. I also just saw that this is 100 Sacred Force. I thought it was only 70. That's fine. That will also, when we go up by another 10 tomorrow, that'll be, or in a couple of days. It's not tomorrow, but I think we're at 120 out of 140 on our Arcus symbol. Whoops. Yeah. So strong. Okay, Slice, what's going on, buddy? How we doing today? Or should I say Sice? I did not realize your name was Sice, technically, for a long time. I thought you actually had Slice down. That you were the Slice. Yeah. No, this game, it can cause burnout, that's for sure. I'm doing pretty fine tonight. I'm gonna just got my second win for this game. Getting ready for that 275 grind. I got technically 11 more levels to go, or no? Yes, 11 more levels to go till 9K as well. Oh, dude, you could, you should petition. Yeah, 275, 9K is gonna be a great stream. I'm absolutely gonna unashamedly smega about it. Being like, yo, come to my Twitch channel, watch me hit 9K and 275. Totally unapologetically. Not that I should be apologetic, but... Oh yeah, you gotta let people know. You gotta brag about the big PP. And by that I mean PowerPoints for your Legion, of course. Oh yeah, people, I will say, of all the like online gaming communities that I've seen or ever been a part of, like this community at least come out, they show up for each other, you know? Like they show up. So that'll be great. If I haven't already hit 50 followers, that'll definitely at least be, I'll be like, yo, show up. Oh yeah, the community in this game is phenomenal. Like the game itself, you know. Yeah, exactly. The game itself, maybe not the best part of this game, but the people are definitely fun. Reason I keep coming. The people are. Coming back, of course, is what I mean. Coming back to the game. Obviously. Yeah, we're just grinding for now. We're gonna do meso grinding another night. I wanted to just meso grind for all of 272 to 273, but I couldn't find a map, so I was like, let's find somewhere that I can train at. Oh, Automod got you. I got you. I don't care. Again, I like Automod to be there to like for me to check, but I'm like, oh, it can go in my chat. I don't care. People can say whatever there. You got silenced by technology. How does that make you feel? The robots are officially taken over. A robot said no to your free speech. Be afraid. No, I was yelling about AI the other night, and I forget why. But AI scares me. Right? It's making situations worse and worse, and scarier and scarier. Like, it's terrifying. The world's gonna fall apart due to AI. I know it. Like, and for the wrong reasons. Like, people are like, oh, AI is gonna take over. It's like, nah, AI is just gonna make people absolutely insane, and they're gonna start killing each other. Like, that's what's gonna happen. Where's the parent? Dace. Yummy EXP. Yes. Did I lose my combo? I did not. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for install shield. Let it handle everything. And just hang out. Have a good time. But yeah, AI is going to be like, again, people like, oh, like it's the robots that are the problem. Well, it's like, no, it's the way people are using AI that's the problem, not AI itself. But the way people are using it is absolutely going to cause a huge problem. And I was ranting about capitalism the other day too, about how, like, again, the more jobs that you take away, the less you can rely on a system that demands you work to live. Right? Keep taking jobs away, which you have to do, or you don't have to do, but in our current stage of capitalism, is what people think you have to do. It isn't in proper capitalism, but under the guise of this is what capitalism is, our current capitalist system will fail at its current pace. Why does this Bagels person keep coming back? Is this a popular map and I just don't know it? That same Bagels person has popped in here like 3 times. I just went around and I was like, this map seems good. I don't know if it's a popular map. Ooh, there's the other half. We're just missing 1 quarter. 1 more quarter and we got him. The full frontal, as the kids are saying. Kids love full frontal. And I mean, like, obviously, the full frontal of a face. That's obviously what I mean. See, and that's the benefit of being the streamer, too, is you get to say things out loud. Automod can't touch me. Exactly. See, but you're missing a 5th piece. You need 1 more piece. You need, like, something below it. We'll just say that. We'll leave it at that. Open to interpretation. You need the 5th piece. The piece with all the power. Because the 4 arms are worthless. Oh, it blocked 3rd leg, too. Automod's getting smart. It's working around. I bet you it knows @ dollar sign too. They'll be like, oh, get through the sensors with that one. But also, I need to work on my Sacred Force because I thought this map was 70, but Wiener is not censored. It does not. It thinks you're talking about a hot dog, though, so. And, of course, what else would you be putting in a bun? Or in some buns. Not gonna say which buns. Well, that's an Australian word, which isn't actually a real language, so of course it's not gonna censor that. Like, you know, anything that's like, that's Australian slang, it's like, oh, okay, so it's, you know, it's just fake. It's not real. It's like Australia. It's like Australia will be like, oh, you know, this is my snacky, my little snackies, and you're like, what the fuck is a snacky? And it's not a real thing. Yeah, barely a real place. It does not allow schlong. We're testing the limits of the automod. Now I wonder if the automod does, like, if you were to say bunghole in, like, an Australian streamer's chat, like somebody who's streaming from Australia, if it would censor it there, like if the automod has different words. I wonder if it censors, like, tabernacle in French. And for those who don't know, that's the French F-bomb. I wonder. Or because of, like, I think you set, like, if you're an English stream, right? Like, where are you streaming from? Or you might just set what country. So it might change it based on the country. Because I know one of the, like, Swedish people think, like, Satan is a swear. Like, or Satan in, I think, no, in Finland is a swear word. So if you say, like, satana is considered a swear. And I base that solely off of my understanding from My Summer Car. Fantastic game. I think, that might be what I stream on Saturday, is My Summer Car. After I get back from my daily stuff. But we making some pretty good rates here. We've already raised about almost 4%, I think. I'm shaking them cheeks. Look, I'm just going back and forth right now in the corner. That's me. That's me right there. I was shaking my cheeks every single day, bro. I didn't decide whether I wanted to call you boo or bro, so I settled on it, but... And my voice cracked. I'm gonna do my face cam. I don't want to face cam on stream, like, at all. But I am absolutely going to do a face cam on stream too for 275. And I'm going to probably get a mini bottle of champagne. Just because. Oh yeah, it's going to be a fun night just in general. And I'll try and pick a good, like a good weekend night. That depends. My estimate was probably about early to mid June, is my guesstimate. But it all depends, because I want to hit, since this is my last level that I can grind at 1-4 for meso and items. I want to do that as much as possible before, because once I can't anymore, I'll have to build a new meso mule, because my main is also my meso mule. So I'll have to get, like, a whole new character to be able to meso grind with, if I want mesos, if I want nodes, if I want all that sort of stuff. So I'm gonna do a lot of leveling at 1-4. The only reason I'm not there right now is I couldn't find a map. But if I raise there from 272 to 273, I'll be raising 2% per WAP, which is about 50 WAPs, so about 100 hours. Which ultimately, like, that's not a lot of time to put in this game. like for the amount of time you put in this game. And then added on, like that won't just be that, because I will also get about 1% from my dailies, and I plan on doing my Arcus dailies, because I'm not fucking touching my my arcane dailies, not my yeah. I get 1% from my Sacred Forest dailies, my Cernium and Burnium and what have you, and I just don't fucking bother doing my arcane dailies. I'm not at maximum symbols, but I have no intention to. So it's all going to depend on how many times I actually do end up grinding at 1-4 for Mesos versus grinding in a map like this, because I only get, like 2 to 3% at 1-4. So it's going to depend. But once I hit 273, I'm going to just grind solely here, or if I can find another better map. But here I'm projecting to get about 8% per WAP. So only about 12 hours to level from 273 to 74, 274 to 75. Only about 10 hours of grinding for that. So that'll be a lot quicker once I'm solely focused on here. Or sorry, not 12. I did my math wrong. But it'll be a lot faster once I hit 273, because I'm going to solely focus on grinding at higher EXP places. But 272 to 273 is going to be a bit of a wild card for how fast I'm going to grind here. Or grind to the next level. And then also, if I don't have a mag potion, because I'm not going to, like, hit while grinding, I'm going to, like, find somewhere, do the classic, like, everyone meet at this place at this time, and I'm going to hit. You gotta. Where's my pet food? So, yeah. Late to mid-June is the current best guess for when I'm going to hit. But hopefully sooner. I'm going to make an announcement when I do, or ask somebody to make an announcement when I'm, like, sure of when I'm going to hit. Yeah, probably pretty soon. A few weeks to about a month, I should probably get there. Because I do plan on playing a lot, and I want to do, and I might get burnt out, so again, maybe this will change, but at least right now I want to do at least one WAP a night, with the exception of Sunday, because that's my Valheim day. And that might change, like I might do multiple WAPs in one night, and I might only do one on some nights, so we'll see. Playing it a bit by ear. And if I can get a second mag potion, that'll give me, like, 8 or so free %. So use that when I can, if I don't need it, or if there's another one upcoming. But are you going above 275 at all, or are you just sitting there and waiting, holding your head high as you liberate, if you're not already liberated? Hell no, not even touching it. That's fair. That's fair. I've considered pushing past it. Yeah, see you around. I've considered pushing past 275 just because so many Mihiles are sitting at 275 on the leaderboard. Like, like they hit and they're like, that's it. That's where I'm staying, which I think is for a lot of people. So hitting 276 moves me up quite a few places on the Mihile leaderboard. I might do it just for that sake. but not 100% sure. But I do also have to worry about getting a bunch of characters to 250. And whenever Savior comes out, I'll have to do that. And I'm still thinking for Savior of what I'm gonna do for Savior, like which character is most appealing to me, because I thought I had boiled it down to Evan and Lara, because I was like, nah, I don't want to do Blaze Wizard. I thought maybe, and then I played it for a bit, and I was like, nah. But then I played it even more, and I was like, okay, yeah, I could see Blaze Wizard, but it would just be a bossing mule. And if I'm going to make a Mazel Mule character too, a Bishop would be good just for the additional drop rate. And I hear they're just heck-like effective. Hella effective is what I meant to say. But I don't know if I'd want to do it just because, I don't know, I'm not a fan of, like the popular classes. I know it's really hipster and stupid to be like, oh, that class is popular, I'm not playing it. But at the same time, I'm like, nah, I'm going to play the classes that nobody plays. Give them some love. I'm that guy, you know? You gotta show the underplayed classes some love. I feel something in the dark energy. I betcha it's some sort of monster or boss type character. Boosh. Yeah, grinding here is a lot more, or is a little bit more involved than at 1.4 as well, which is fine, but it'll be a reason why I'm less interested in actively farming here, and it might be a cause for burnout. But at the same time, with the goal upcoming, that's just, it's spicing my fires. The fires be stoked because of fires are stoked by my desire to hit. And there we go. Look at that up there. And I would have probably worn damage gear here. And I probably will wear damage gear here, grinding in the future. And I'll probably up my damage gear if I have the mesas to do so. There is a cube sale coming, but I don't know when. And I want to take advantage of that on my damage gear, because I think most of it is only 2-line. But I also don't want to waste it on equipment that I'm just going to boom later. Like my arcanes that aren't 22. I don't want to waste... There's no point in wasting it on... Yeah, like if I'm going to boom it or 22 it, there's no point wasting my mesos to... No point wasting my mesos to cube a trace, essentially. Although I don't do, because I think cubes should pass along, or do pass along their the proper potential. So maybe I'll have to double check that with people. Because I honestly, I mean, for the amount of traces I get, I should probably know that, but I don't. And I don't care that I don't know. Bop it, twist it, pull it, etc., etc. But I just saw the daily story comment. You're kind of like the reverse of me. I'm not gonna... I don't do my dailies. I really should. Especially my arcane dailies, I really should. I have not... Like, I've got 2 maxed. I should really just finish them. Or at least work on them enough to get it close to finished. I feel something in the dark energy. Ooh, spooky. And I also need to work on my inner ability. Got to get it up to legendary. And cooldown skip up to where it needs to be. It's only at like 8 or 9%. I think 9%. Yeah, 9%. I need that higher. I really don't care about keeping it anymore. I just need to get to legendary. Like the black circulators keep only rolling it lower. Same with my attack line. I'd rather save that. So I'll save that for inner ability reset day, which I think is this coming Sunday. I'm going to reset my ability as many times as possible. And if I lose cooldown skip, that'll suck, but I also get a bazillion... honor EXP from bossing, so... I'll just make sure to pick up all my bossing honor EXP. That's the plan, at least. Because, yeah, I just want that. I want that, like, 20% cooldown reset. Because already 9% is, like, taunting me. And every once in a while, I'm like, yes. Just like that. Like, 9%. And I'm like, 20% would be so beautiful. Even if I can roll it again at, like, a legendary potential... and like 18%, and then try only with circulators, that would be fine by me. I'd rather lose my attack line and get cooldown skip. I don't want to lose my attack line, but I'd rather like 27 attack, but 20% cooldown skip than what I currently have. Once I can't meso grind anymore, that extra 14 meso percent will be worthless on my main too. And 6 more minutes on the EXP stuff. that. And I was reminded of a story, and it made its rounds on, made its rounds on the interweb, so you might have heard it, but I had it was a question. Sorry, let me tell the story. It was just a Reddit post or a tweet or a Tumblr post of a tweet of a Reddit post of a Tumblr screenshot or something like that, the way the internet is. And it was about this Uber driver who had somebody come into their Uber and said that they were making them uncomfortable, and told the Uber driver, "Hey, you're making me uncomfortable." The Uber driver hadn't said anything, done anything, asked, "Okay, what can I do to make your ride more comfortable?" To which the lady said, "Oh, like, you're playing with that fidget stick in the middle, and it's making me uncomfortable," referring to his manual transmission car. He explained to her it's a manual transmission, to which she said he doesn't need to be playing with it because her car doesn't have it, and also she's a mechanic. Reminded me so much of a guy, I think like a year or so ago now. I was in 1-4, and he came in, saw me grinding on my Mihile, and he came in and he said, "Oh, you use Royal Guard while training?" I'm like, "Yes, of course." And he's like, "Oh, well, I never use it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, it's what you use for training as a Mihile main, or Mihile main, I call it, or a Mihile main." And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm a Mihile main, so I never used it." I'm like, "There's no fucking way you're a Mihile main." Like, I don't know why there's been a, like, listen to me, I'm an expert on everything now. Like, it's just always a competition. I'm like, no, like, if you aren't using it, and this was also pre-revamp, so you didn't even have, like, install shield. Your Radiant Cross was tiny in terms of its range. Like, I'm like, you're either not playing the class right. And again, this is a guy walking into 1-4, so if he's saying his level 260 character is not his main, then his main, I would assume, is higher. And it reminded me of that, or that story reminded me of my Mihile main experience with that person. I'm like, you're clearly not, and it's fine that you're not. Like, if somebody corrects you saying, like, no, you use Royal Guard all the time, like, just like, oh, okay, interesting. That's all you need. You don't need to deny it and say, actually, as a Mihile main, you don't. It's like, yes. One, yes, you do. And two, like, just own it. Just interesting. Nice. Now I know. And even if you don't, even if you are a Mihile main and you don't use it, then one, you're playing the cast wrong. But at the same time, just, oh, cool, interesting. It's all you need to say when somebody tells you something, even if it's wrong. Like, there's a I don't know, people with an obsessive need to be correct about everything. You're like, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to learn new things. It's also okay to let things go. If somebody tells you something that you're like, that's totally wrong, that's fine. And especially in a video game, it's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna keep playing the video game how I play it. Like, cool. Like, he was and the thing was too, is like, he was the one who came in and commented on it to me. Like, if he had just, like, minded his own business and I walked in being like, hey, you need to use Royal Guard while you're training, I'd be like, yay, then I would be the dick. But it's like the fact that he came in commenting and asking on how I was playing the class, and then was like, yeah, that's how you play this class, and then was like, no, you're actually wrong. Bye. I'm like, people. People bother me at so many levels, constantly, and without end. Ooh, and all our goodies are coming to an expiry. I am light. The shield of light, the sword of light. I am the light of sickness. The light in the darkness. I will not yield. I am going to blame Mihile, but I do not use conjunctions. The conjunctionless Mihile. That's what they shall call me. We'll use our EXP stuff, bearing in mind that it is about that is about to expire. So we'll put that back up and that back up, and then we will boink, 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 boink. Power of cooking, taste the power up, yummy, EXP. Perfect. And we got another 30-minute run in us before we have to reset that. I also should start using my EXP boxes from Monster Park. I really should. Oh dear. Oh me, oh dear me. Oh, run. Oh, woe is me. Oh, horror. Oh, did I just miss it completely? I did. Haha. There goes my burst. That's fine. I'll just let it hunt down as I hunt. Probably blocked all my shots or teleported away or something like that. It's fine. I won't yield to it. Or I will not yield to it. Sorry, I already forgot that I've stopped using conjunctions. I'm planning my day at work tomorrow in my head, so I apologize. I just I got lost. I'm teaching a class, so at work, so I'm just preparing what material and what questions might come up and how I might teach it. Go install shield. Yeah, it's a pretty nice dailies grind here, and then one WAP. This will be a reasonably length VOD, I think. I didn't do my 1-4 grind the other night, which I should put up on my VODs channel, because it was my Meso grind, but I'm sure I'll have more opportunities and possibly better videos. I think I just walked in, I did the Meso grind, and then I was like, alright, enough. But I think I'll do tomorrow. I will do probably Pokemon for a couple hours on stream, and then Maplestory on and Maplestory like off stream. So do a couple hours of that, do a couple hours of Maplestory, and then Thursday back to like a full Maplestory stream. That's what the plan will be, at least for me. I got a sniffly nose, too. I feel like... No, I won't say it out loud. But I should watch my health, as it were. We're nearing 30%. We're getting up there kind of fast. And then I will have to check I'm gonna check the VOD like right after I finish, just to see how much we raised. I'm pretty sure I have some Discord tools that can tell me that, but I don't know what they are. And figuring them out is a hassle. So once I'm done this WAP, I will just check the VOD and check where I ended up. But so begins the journey to 275. For those of you who might be at this point on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, why don't you drop a follow? Even if you don't plan on sticking around or catching me live, dropping a follow on Twitch would help me greatly. And why don't you drop a subscribe as well? I got lots of Maplestory content. I got some other content as well. Go ahead and help a brother out. I'm getting started, and any help is much appreciated. So if you are watching this, if you're at this point, drop me a follow. I also should have tweeted again. I need to remind myself to tweet before I start streaming, or tweet when I go when I put up my starting soon sign, something like that, to remind myself to tweet that I'm starting. But I've been posting the VODs up, so, and tweeting about the VODs, or remembering to tweet about the VODs at least. I wonder, there's probably a bot I could build, or not I could build, I could have somebody make for me or tell me how to set up that would tweet automatically when I'm going live. And maybe do it with like a number of words and phrases. I'm sure there's bots like that out there. Or at least a reminder thing. Mord has logged in. Morde. The Serpent of Death. Bop. Bruh? What are y'all doing here? It's my map, ya wieners. I guess this is probably a popular dailies map. I was unaware. Although I think if I got it on my roster, I think that this probably is a map you can teleport to with Maple Guide. I just didn't have it on mine yet because I didn't hunt 400 of these. And I've hunted well over 100 of these guys, so that could be why I have seen the same people here a few times. If this is a big dailies map. But at least they're just popping in. They're, you know, they're not causing me a hassle or nothing like that. I should hassle them, of course, but you know, there's the hassle and hassling people. Again, every time. I don't know. It's not that this song is necessarily great, but I always notice when this song starts in particular. I guess it's because it's the first one that I play every time. Like, it's my starting soon music, my starting soon song. For whatever reason, this song gets me, like, gets my ears. Oh, darn. I messed up my timing with install shield and portmanteau. That skill. That's fine. It's fine. We're all good. Not the end of the world yet. It should be, but it's not the end of the world. Done and done. I'll let install shield fail or fade whilst I use the good old butter knife to cut them all down. There we go. And back to the rotation. Yeah, I'll put up my, I think I will do Pokemon tomorrow. Maybe not Maplestory at all, aside from coin capping. But outside of that, I should get a new game tomorrow that I will probably want to force my roommate to play with me. I don't know if he's still awake and heard that, but I'm gonna do some Pokemon tomorrow for sure. And then we'll see what else we do after that, depending on how long we play Pokemon for. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Tomorrow is gonna be a day, that's for sure. Let me tell ya. I tell ya what. No, not, no, don't, no, won't, no, can't. Those are the phrases I'm saying over and over in my head right now as I'm planning some scripting for tomorrow at work. No negativity. All positivity. No negativity. Nobody's allowed being negative at my work. It's positivity only. That's how we jam. Look at all that EXP to pick up. Beautiful. What's our EXP at this? 577? That's not bad. We made about 400 mil in this time. Not bad at all. Oh, a spooky, scary room. Oops. They can die. They can just hang out up there, but you know what? They're gonna die. There, that'll kill them. Leave the rest to install shield. Install shield saves the day. As it always does, every single day of my life. There has not been a day of my life where install shield hasn't saved the day. Of my entire life. Every single second I've been on Earth. From the beginning to this moment, install shield has had my back. Even before this game existed, install shield had my back. Long road ahead to 275. Hold strong, as the kids are saying. If I use like a red potion or something, I can probably do even more. But I should probably stop using Legion Wealth, or Legion EXP rather. Just because I have so many EXP boxes for Monster Park. Not that I'm running low on Monster Park coins from running it on my mules so many times during the weeks, but oh, I thought we were ready. Come on, come on. There we go. I will never yield. I'm also just thinking of names for the YouTube video. Thinking of naming this one, the man who's never used who can't use contractions to save his life, but of course keeping the contraction can't in there just to. I think that would be funny. The joke is very, very stupid, which is exactly my kind of humor. feel like something just went missing. But I guess not. I feel like that's what it is. My pets. I was like, something just changed. What is it? I was like, oh, there's no meso flowing into my pockets now. Forgot to feed my pets. Always remember to feed and water your pets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you go, guys. Sorry about that. I didn't even know what had happened. Just something changed. Now, I'll have to double check if this Sunday is ability resets or next Sunday is. Because if I can hit 273 before whenever it is, well, maximizing my sort of meso grinding time, that would be ideal. Because then I can unashamedly and unregrettingly get rid of my meso line in my inner ability. Like, I will happily get rid of it. I won't be bothered by it, you know, while I try and roll for a higher cooldown skip. Because higher cooldown skip too, like, again, I switch my rotation side every time that I get the cooldown skip, just because Royal Guard is just such a powerhouse, like, it just clears the map, right? Like, it's just such a good skill for walking on the map. And being able to use it more often is just gravy, is what it is. Just gravy. I also don't know why, again, I don't know why I keep expanding the chat box. I'm not looking at the in-game chat. I don't know why. I've just got the compulsive need to. Unless I'm hitting it by accident every once in a while, but I don't know why I keep expanding it. It's just battle stuff. And a 4,000 combo, and we still have half an hour left. This is definitely much better, like, spawn by a great margin than 1-4. We got about 2 minutes left on our coupons. Too many discords. I was just thinking about the Mihiles, and other Mihile mains. There's not a lot of us. There's more now, but of course, not as many. I should keep up with that Discord. I know there's a very active and fun Discord. Like, I poked around in there when I first joined it, and I just, oh, it's hard to get into a Discord community, you know? For me, I find it such a hassle to join a Discord server and poke around the server and like all the threads, even in the ones that I go to frequently, like the guild thread and that sort of stuff. There's so many pages that I just don't check. Like, there's posts in Flex, posts in Anti-Flex, posts in IRL, posts in Funny Photos, posts in Maplestory Games, posts in Star, and it's like, that's so much, right? And that's just one channel that I sort of keep up on. I don't know how people juggle Discord channels. I really don't. Like, I get overwhelmed by one. Oh, there we go. We'll give it about 10 seconds and we'll put on our last EXP stuff. Packs of an EXP item disappeared. Just while we wait for that to come back up. One, 2, 3, 4. And then we will use the power up. Taste power up cooking yummy dessert. Perfect. Yeah, I don't know what level we were at or what percent we were at. Again, I'm gonna check it right when I get done the video. I'm gonna check the VOD and see how much, because it looks like we're nearing 7 or 8%, or that will hit 7 or 8% at the end of the WAP, which is what I estimated we would get, but we'll see. This one again, this is one that I always feel the need to hum. This particular song. I'm gonna need some new songs on my roster for listening. I know when I played Pokemon the other night, I had like a techno beat going. But one, it was a little weird techno beat. Weirder than I wanted. And there were a couple like clicky sounds that made it like annoying. If you check the VOD, I actually call it out. I'm like, oh, that's annoying. And you can hear it in the VOD. I'm like, oh, that's an annoying sound. Blasted. Get blasted. Do shots the way God intended, by blasting them directly into your mouth. I know that's not the quote, but it should have been the quote. And I mean, Dennis is a god, so. And here's my cat again, as always. Sorry, again, I get stuck in my own head so quickly as something pops into my mind. If I am grinding like this, my mind just snaps to something while I can mindlessly just keep doing what I'm doing. And my cat's here being bad, trying to chew on my cables. What a little weenie. Okay. Yep, I'm talking about you. Hello. I'd pick you up, but I need my hands on the keyboard for this grind. If I was at 1-4, I wouldn't, but not time for you right now. Yeah, not time for you right now. Aw, I know, that makes you sad. Silly head. Perfect. A little bit lazy, but it works. Yeah. Yeah? You really think so? Stupid head, stupid cat. Hey. Hi. Oh, you don't like when I put my foot on your face, but you want to put your face on my foot, hey? Yes, stupid goober. She's trying to get up. Here. Hey, you wanna come up? No? Okay, you were just trying to jump up. If you wanted to jump up, now's the time. I've moved my chair in such a position that you can now jump up. Yeah, come on up. If you're so inclined, you may come up onto my lap. Yeah, you can. It's your choice. Oh, animals. Such lovely companions. Yeah, come on up. She's just meowing and sticking her paws up. Come on. I could probably get by with just install shield and that. Will I pick her up? But we'll do that in a minute. So she stops meowing and stops clawing at me. Hey? Yeah, we're talking about you and how annoying you can be. Here we go. Cat obtained. Here we go. She's far less grumpy now. It's a little hard to have her on my lap with she's got a cone on, but you know, she's here now. She's here, she's happy-ish. She's hanging out. Oops, didn't mean to hit the spacebar. I am playing one-handed while I have her. Nope, you can't go back down until you calm down. Yeah, that's right, you can't go down until you calm down. Oh, look at that. Wow, so grouchy now. So grouchy now that you're getting what you wanted, hey? So grouchy, because you're getting what you wanted. You little grouchy face. Little groucho. Oh, bye. Oh, now you don't want to say hi. Now saying hi's bad. You temperamental little wiener. Again, wiener's a lad. Automod won't grab it. Yeah, Automod won't grab you because you're a wiener, and wieners allowed. Some people, though. I'm just done with some people. But we'll probably, again, we're going to finish up soon, in probably about 15-20 minutes. We will do Run at Arcarium, because we've been getting lucky with the primals lately. So why not give it another run, right? I should do him daily as well for those primal essences. He's a pain, and I will obviously forget all the time because he's a pain. But I should do it anyway. I should do it regardless. And off we go. The fact that some people believe ridiculous things bothers me. And it's gonna do my song. That song is gonna replay again, I think. Either that or it's going to switch to my next playlist. Or it's just going to stop playing music altogether. It's probably asking if I'm going to continue watching or something. Let's put that up and that up. And then tell YouTube, yes, I am still watching. Yes. There we go. I feel like this is suddenly very loud. But that's fine. Oh, there we go. It's a little softer. It did switch over to my second track in my stream music folder. Which is why it was like, hey, are you still watching? For whatever reason, the first one doesn't, but the second one always is like, hey, are you still watching? The answer is yes. I would like a continuous playlist of music as background noise. Please stop asking me if I'm still watching. Thought my pets had died again, but I probably should feed them soon. It looks like my pet has died, or lost sight of me. There. And I should get that croon. And I am gonna adjust this music volume because wow, is that building loud. Maybe I accidentally hit volume when I went in here. There we go. I might have accidentally nudged the volumizer when I went in there to get it to continue playing. But YouTube definitely does need a, hey, I'm using this as background music, please do not stop playing kind of feature. I mean, even if it's not for like background music like streaming, but it would be nice for like playlists that I put on when I go to sleep. Wham. Bam. Cloud X. Wonder if Cloud Y was taken. Or Cloud Z. I mean Cloud Z. Crash. Oh, we're so close. We're only 7 minutes until we're done. Our coupons, that is. And we're almost 30%. Which I think means we did 7%. I think we started at 23. We might have started at 22, but I don't think we were that low. We also might have started at 22 when we did our dailies. Again, I'm not sure. Not 100% sure, at least. I also messed up my placement to install shield again for no reason. I don't know why I did that. But it's okay. It's not crazy off. And again, just like before, we'll let it run its course. My nose is starting to really run. I need to either blow it and hope for the best, or hope that I'm not getting ill. But it's fine. Even if I'm getting ill, it's not a big deal. I almost messed up my install shield placement again. Because I know it's about that time to play, when it's about that time to place it. what did I say for Saturdays? Saturday, my summer card. But that might be later. Maybe my summer card another night. Because my summer car, I feel like you need a bunch of people yelling at you. So maybe when people are out and about. And I know this Saturday I'm going to be gone for quite a while. So it'll take me a while. I messed up my install shield placing again. I haven't been doing that for the past 2.5 hours, or for the past 2 hours. But suddenly I'm just goofing it. In my mind was like, oh, I have to place it again. I think part of it is it's because the cooldown skip. It skips the cooldown. I'm like, oh, I have to go place it again. But I don't. I'm also going to use all these nodes and hope that I get Urta Fountain. And if not, make a whole bunch of Urta Fountain nodes. Hey, there we go. Pop. Alrighty. Again, I've just placed it again. I didn't need to. It's okay. We got like a minute and a half left on our EXP and what have you potions. They really ought to make this it so this game's what's the term I'm looking for? Droplet stones drop at these high level places. Because again, they're so necessary for the content at this point in the game. And the fact that they then remove them from like the roster, like the drop list from the mobs you should be facing is just such an oversight. But I feel like, I mean, like, adding them to the game would be better as well. Because if you add them to later parts in the game, it means maps like 1.4 and 2.5 wouldn't be as busy. Because those wouldn't be, like, the meso grinding maps, where people would grind meso and hold characters at, and all that sort of stuff. It would be... yeah, I don't know, it would be perfect. Also, yeah, I was about to say people will also stop dying to stay at that level, but I forgot they removed it. Now you don't lose EXP when you die, you just get the EXP debuff, where you basically can't raise for 2 hours if you aren't at max ambition. And there goes all my EXP stuff. May it rest in peace. Alright. 29,818. and I'm sure Arcarium won't give me a full percent or nothing like that. But we will see here. Arcarium. And we also won't have our pets open because we just want if a pendant drops or if a primal drops. Apparently he wants to freeze. There we go. I didn't see if a primal dropped over here or nothing, but we'll pick up what's in this corner. Oh, no. But we did get a confusion fragment, which are good to sell. And I honestly do not care about the crystal. It's 13 mil. 13 mil, better events elsewhere. Alrighty. Well, I appreciate everyone who tuned in tonight. I am going to grind some more on my own while watching TV. And you all have a good night. I will see you here tomorrow for Pokemon. Bye now.